Morning, friends. Apologize. Let's take a good posture from all over the world. Take a good breath. Gosh knows we all need it. And with respect and friendliness, you can type and do a bow. I'm going to wait to see a few bows there. Just make sure we're all here. Hello, Claire. Dow Biggin in Western Canada. David Munoz wrote one of my favorite pieces around the coronavirus. G'day, 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 g'day. Where in the world is everyone? I know you mostly have already said, but if a few of you who are in creative or boring, quote unquote, locations would be great to see. Luann in Berkeley, Michigan, Canada. Where in Canada, Kristen? Ann Arbor, one of my favorite towns I've never been to. Can't wait to go. Germany, Manhattan, Kansas, Philly via Egypt, Alia, Maui, Aloha, El Paso, Colorado Springs, North Carolina, Annapolis, right outside DC. So speaking of DC, we have some big news. Who was here last week? Who enjoyed Jane Elliott? Can we put that link? Can we put the map link? Remember the map she talked about? Can we put that map link in the sidebar? She said the map that we're all used to using, Tina in Boulder, the map that we're all used to using is in some way kind of racist. It's not intended to be racist, but it conveys racist, conveniently racist assumptions. Kind of like what they say about Fox News, that it's not racist. It's just number one with racists. Kind of a funny joke. That's on the Simpsons. And I hope I'm not offending anyone, but these are offensive times. We don't want to offend anyone, but we also have to have a sense of humor and call things as we see them. So there's that link to The World Isn't Even Close to What You Think It Looks Like. Please open that up. If you did miss Jane Elliott, the video is in that link. So would it be possible? Does anyone know what our big news is? We have a new guest this week. It's not Robert Redford. It's not Redford the dog. Does anyone know who our new guest is this week, today? Has anyone seen the email or the Facebook announcement? So yes, it's Senator Cory Booker. If you were excited about Jane Elliott, which I certainly was, and I was obviously touched, and I encouraged her in the green room to be as hard as she wanted on me. It's good for me. It's good for all of us to really get uncomfortable. So yes, today, this week, we have Cory Booker. As you can imagine, he is a busy man. He's been working on an anti-lynching bill. He's been working on a bill for years around Confederate statues. He's worked on just about every important issue around healthcare, and yeah, he's an eloquent, incredibly inspiring man. And I don't say eloquent in a kind of racist sense. He is the power of eloquence embodied, personified. If you don't believe me, put that link I did just of his 3 videos. So just like with Jane Elliott, I'm sitting here working. I'm inspired like many of you. I'm exhausted like many of you. I'm looking for guidance like many of you. 2 weeks ago, I was watching this Jane Elliott video, right? And I said, let's just invite her and see what happens. She emailed right back and said she said no to many such invitations. She didn't know elephant, but we sounded legit and she would be honored. So she joined us, and I think it was powerful and helpful. We all need anti-racist education. We all need it. This whole society needs it. And I chose to invite her partially because I wanted to not further burden our friends of color with explaining racism to us. So, but now at this point, it's time to elevate Black voices. Senator Cory Booker is already an elevated voice, but We wanted to invite him to this community. He has long been a fan of Elephant, is one reason I thought to invite him. He's vegan. He's, you'll see, you'll be delighted. So he is at 4:30 p.m. MST today. He is not right now. Right now, I wanted to come on for this retreat. That's kind of why I was 5 minutes late. I'm a busy boy. 4:30 p.m. MST. You do not have, so that's, what is that, 6:30 East Coast in the US. Please make that calculation for your time zone right now. Is anyone here inspired to join Senator Cory Booker and myself today at 4:30 MST? And then we'll move on to actually do a retreat for all of you who have come at the appointed hour. Hey, Leslie. Yep. Hey. So yeah, we like to say hey in this community because it's honoring our Japanese sisters and brothers with a definitive yes. Yes. So it will be the same retreat link, elephantjournal.com/retreat. We do have some very serious bad news, though, which is that Emily Bartran will not be able to join us because she'll be in London. She's in Edinburgh. And it's pretty late her time, 11 p.m. She might make it. She might stay up late. She might crack open a bottle of wine, light some candles, and watch Senator Cory Booker with her fiance. Okay, so today, let's do something to honor those of you who did come. If you only want to spend one quality hour talking about hope, talking about inspiration, talking about anti-racism today, you can leave now, and I will not be offended. Leave now, come back at 4:30 p.m. MST. If you are inspired to invite friends to today's training, it'll be about more than just anti-racism. It'll be about hope. It'll be about inspiration. It'll be about what can we actually do to advance anti-racism in a practical way, but also in a hopeful way. Please check out that link to Cory Booker's videos. So inspiring, and not just in this lofty, airy way, in a practical way. This guy is a legislator. Legislators legislate. They actually try to implement what we the people have made possible. So please click that link, check it out. And is anyone here willing to invite a friend? elephantjournal.com/retreat. Are you willing to invite a friend? Text a friend right now. elephantjournal.com/retreat. Anyone? If it is too late for you, Amanda, Rada, Emily, you can watch it tomorrow. But the live magic will be a little gone. So Leslie's willing to invite someone. Ollie is willing to invite someone. Griselda may invite someone in the future. Let's just do it right now. elephantjournal.com/retreat. I'll do it right now. I've already done a bunch, but I can always do more. I've also invited our congressperson, a friend of mine. I was on a board with him for years, Congressman Joe Neguse. So we'll see if he joins a future one. And really anyone who actually has a connection, I don't need suggestions on names particularly. I need suggestions from folks who know people. If you have a connection to someone who should be on, you can always email me at Waylon, Waylon, at elephantjournal.com. So I'm going to text one person because I said I would. elephantjournal.com/retreat. Can everyone invite one person right now? I'm talking with Senator Cory Booker, who was just running for president, about what we can actually do to make some belated real change. Okay, I invited a friend. Enough business. So who here is up for doing a little bit of meditation and a little writing exercise? Does that sound like a good way to touch in today? We might make today slightly shorter. So maybe for the next 15 minutes, we'll do a meditation and one writing exercise about racism. So why are we talking about racism so much? Because from a Buddhist point of view, we are all fundamentally good. We are all basically good. That doesn't mean we are good. That doesn't mean we do good. That means fundamentally, if we can relax, if we can come back to this present moment, we can operate out of a base of goodness. Christians say God is everywhere. It's sort of the same notion. I think Jane Elliott and I kind of argued about that a little bit, but she said, in God's eyes, you are good. That's kind of saying the same thing. It doesn't mean we do good. Our neurosis, our selfishness wants to be happy. So we try to take happiness from others. We try to protect our own happiness, what some people call being an empath. I think it's more important to be empathetic than to be an empath. I've written an article on that. Emily or Molly, can you put the empath versus empathetic article in there? I think mixed is okay. I'm not the most educated person in terms of that. I mean, you can own your heritage. He can own his. If you have children or your marriage, yeah, you can identify it as, I'm not the most educated person there, but I think just the fact that you're trying and that you're asking is beautiful, and maybe others can advise you. Okay, but let's bring it in and let's focus. So we're going to do one writing exercise. I'm going to join in, and we're all going to biracial. But remember, let's remember what Jane Elliott was saying. So we do see color. We don't pretend not to, which is kind of a microaggression. But at the same time, we are one human race. We have different ethnicities, but we have one human race. And racism is a construct made up long ago. Whoever thought of it, they really effed the human race. So empaths are the most selfish people on the planet. If it's not meant to be insulting exactly, but we have to use our empathy to be of benefit, not to protect ourselves. So that's what that article is about. We call it multiracial. Thank you, Felicia. Okay. So thank you so much, Marianne, for inviting folks. So let's take a moment of meditation. I think all of us could use reconnecting, regrounding in this beautiful present moment that is unconditionally available to us all the time, but that we can forget about for entire days and weeks. It's still there. We still connect with it, but we forget about it for days and weeks at a time. Can anyone here feel that? Does that seem like a good thing to do? I personally would love to do that. So I'm just going to go for it. So let's take a good posture. Take your best posture of the day. All of us. Eyes are open here. We're not trying to shut the world out, particularly now. This is shamatha meditation. I think there's a delay in comments. So find your breath in and out. You can put your gaze down like 45 degrees. And let's all once again bow to one another. May my day be of benefit. That's what we can say every morning. May my day be of benefit, of real benefit. And find your breath in and out. Hands are just flat on your thighs. It's not a big, profound Darth Vader breath. You're just breathing in and out. This is not meditation. This is just breathing. Here's where the meditation starts. So if you notice a thought, I'm thinking about Cory Booker. I'm thinking, oh, I wonder if children are here. I wonder if we should invite children to join Cory Booker. He's such a great mentor for young men and young women. That's a fine thought, right? But thinking. I notice that. I say, I'm just thinking, and I return my attention to the breath. That moment of waking up means Buddha. That moment of waking up and coming back is the practice of meditation. So just return to your breath lightly. You're not forcing anything. Let's try that for a few minutes. If you forget what you're doing, if you find yourself thinking, just say, thinking, return your attention. We up for that? Couple minutes? No replies necessary. If you hear sounds, that's just yourself waking up to what is always there. If you get distracted, just label it thinking, return to your breath. Okay. Thank you, everyone. How was that for folks? Any comments, any questions about meditation? Emily, Molly, can we put the meditation instruction in the sidebar there? Any comments or questions about the meditation? Even a couple minutes is valuable. You can do that first thing in the morning. You can do that last thing at night. And you won't suddenly see rainbows. Sagittarius moon of full moon of the yin yang won't cross over with Capricorn. What will happen is you're more present and available for your life that's actually already happening. Yeah, so there's the meditation instruction if you need a little more there. Alia, you bet. Yeah, Joan, it's not really, there's nothing pejorative about opening your eyes or closing your eyes. With the meditation instruction of shamatha, which is resting our mind in the present moment, we actually want to be awake. The power of keeping the eyes open is we mix our experience, the sounds, sights, the temperature. We don't try to ignore life. And I think that's in keeping with BLM, with this moment right now. We don't want to shut things out and try to have our peace. We stay open, but we work with distractions and we bring them to our path. Oh, Alia, I'm just guessing. Aliyah is probably how a lot of people say it. But yeah, anyone, please feel free to correct me at any time. So yeah, it's totally fine to close your eyes, but you're not really doing shamatha at that point. It's good to know which one you're doing. It's kind of like if you're road biking on a mountain bike, you're not really road biking. So it's not that mountain biking is bad. It's just that this is how this meditation goes, and respecting a tradition is part of practice, right? Yeah, we don't also necessarily just want to watch a tree. That's what we can do to relax our minds at any time in the day. In the meditation, we're really just placing our minds on, in this meditation, and read that link above with the breath. It's very simple. We don't want any concept. The breath itself shouldn't be a concept. The reason the breath is chosen in shamatha is because it's so similar to nothing. It's not solid. You can't hold on to it. You can go, that's why some of us get really intense about our breath. Just relax, just breathe. And then you'll find that power to be able to do that at any time in your life without even formally meditating. That's the ongoing practice, right? Is to mix it with your daily life. Too many distractions is okay. You just notice them, thinking, return to your breath. You can kind of group thinking. You can say, thinking will apply to the 12 distractions right here, breath. Amanda, you can say, this is difficult. That's a thought. Thinking, come back. It's not difficult. You're just breathing. It is difficult. You're not listening to me. It's difficult. Thinking, return to your breath. Anything that arises, thinking, return to the breath. Wow, I'm really good at this. Thinking, return to the breath. Ha, I caught that thought. I'm super aware. Maybe I'll be the next Buddha. Thinking, return to the breath. Anything. How much longer should I meditate? Wow, I should do this every day. This is so great. This is stupid. I'm bored. Thinking, return to the breath. Okay. Any other comments or questions before we move on? If you do that every morning, every evening, I think, Emily or Molly, do I have a blog about how to do meditation in terms of your daily life? Like the meditation routine, morning, evening, when it's best to do? I think I do, but I don't remember. I know I have a video on that. When you're watching the breath and you're surfing on the breath, that's thinking. Great. So label that thinking and return to the breath. And before you know it, the breath will kind of dissolve. You'll just be present. That's vipassana, not vipassana, vipassana. It's a Tibetan word. And that's a different meditation practice. You raise your gaze, your eyes are open, you raise your gaze, and you just breathe. You don't need the thinking part. So that can be fine. But just know which one you're doing, because then you can do it fully and commit to it. And as we know, commitment is hard because things are good, things are bad, things are up, things are down, things are left, things are right, things are big, things are small, things are crazy, things are boring. And that's the discipline, how to wake up. So maybe that's one. So please, if helpful, open up these links, check them out after these are done. Anyone ever find any of these links helpful, or are you just sick of our links? Is anyone here? Did everyone leave after meditation other than Suzanne, Adrienne, Stacy, Amanda, and Laura, and Joan? Yeah, so we're putting these links in. We're working for you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm getting the feeling maybe not too many people are here today, or maybe it's just a relaxed group. Maybe we're a little quiet. But either way, let's do a writing exercise. And in my line of business, I have 2 laptops. Okay, Marianne, great. It's important to realize we're not in a customer satisfaction relationship here. We are sharing this for you because we want to be a benefit to you and to the world. We're not sharing this with you to try to make money, to make you happy. You're not a customer to us. We call you readers. I love the term readers because it's sort of like you're a human being. You're reading. You're not a consumer. You're not a user. You're not a customer. You're just a human being, which is much more and less than any of those terms. So thank you for opening up those articles. Okay. Yeah, 8,189. That's great. Maybe for Cory Booker, maybe we'll get to 9,000. That would be cool. If we had a week warning, we would have probably got to 10,000. But let's try to get to 9,000 for Cory. Kat, you can always rewatch later if the Wi-Fi is bad. We've all had that experience. So let's do a writing exercise. How does that sound? So I have my laptop open and ready. You can open up your notes. You can write with a pen. You can write in Word. Just try to pick something simple. Is anyone here interested in writing on elephant who has never, Felicia, thank you. Is anyone here interested in writing on elephant who has never written on elephant? We could do a crazy experiment. Anyone want to write something? Do this writing exercise and post it to elephant. Don't think about it too much. Just go for it. Could be kind of fun. We can, or you can, delete anything that you, yeah, Sophie, but a great way to get over being shy is to just jump in the deep end. Maybe not great advice for swimming, but good advice for writing. So let's all open this link, elephantjournal.com/post. And I'm going to do it right there with you. elephantjournal.com/post. If you don't want to put it up on Elephant, don't press send, but you can still do it in this form right now. Okay? elephantjournal.com/post. If you don't want to post it, you don't have to post it. If you do want to just go for it, don't worry about the photo. Don't worry about your bio. You can put in your name. Let's just go for it. Who knows? Like Shelly, don't worry about it. You don't have to click publish. All right. Don't worry about the title. Just go to the story. Is everyone there? I'm not suckering you into anything. You don't have to post it. This is just that feeling of actually sharing it with people. And I think that could be a valuable exercise. Okay. So today I thought we could all write an article, or not an article, a sort of poem, but don't get all poemish. Just write your heart. It doesn't have to be poetic, doesn't have to be prose. Just write your heart. The more specific, has anyone ever done the academy? The more specific you can be. So I don't want to hear about how you love all human beings. I want specifics. I want to hear about how your kindergarten teacher, Ellie, who's a grandma from Puerto Rico, taught you. Get specific. Do people understand what I'm saying about specific? I don't want to hear about how you want everyone to kumbaya and hold hands. Tell me a story about, how you've learned about anti-racism in the last week. I don't want to hear generalities. Cliche, they show that cliche just washes through the brain. They've done studies. Our brains don't even react to cliche. Details, specifics, anecdotes, be personal, right? So if you're a person of color, write an article about your experience of racism. And by article, it can be a poem, it can be prose, it can be anything about your experience of racism. And while that may be intense, it can be cathartic. And know that you are sharing it with others so that they can simply feel your heart for once. They can feel it and they can learn from it. And if you are someone who looks more like me, you can write about your path of anti-racism. What have you learned about anti-racism in the last weeks or in your whole life? Tell me about your education around racism and your unlearning, your path of anti-racism. Does that make sense? Beth, I love that. A seed story, not a watermelon story. Does that make sense for folks for a writing exercise? So either way, we are not writing about something unconnected from the world right now. We are writing about the world, but we are writing about our experience. And that is a magical process called catharsis. It can be relieving of stress. It can help us find the truth. It can help us learn. It can help us digest. It can help us relax, maybe cry. I think comments are not working. Does this make sense to anyone? The page could be overwhelmed. elephantjournal.com/post. Try it again if you want. Does anyone have questions about this exercise? You can either write about your experience of racism or your experience learning about anti-racism. Okay, so everyone write whatever, and you have 4 minutes, which is not long, from when I say go. So already be thinking, what do I want to share? And don't make it some big conceptual cliche. Tell us a specific story. Joan, it's probably because so many of us are going in at the same time. So just try it again when you can. Hopefully we're not crashing. Emily, are we crashing? Molly, are we crashing the whole site right now? I hope not. No, it looks okay. Okay. Yeah, I can see tons of people are trying to access that page right now. So just elephantjournal.com/post. Oh, Vandora, if you don't even want to try, you can just write it in a note on your phone. Okay, so ready, go. 4 or 5 minutes. Tell your story of anti-racism or racism, or both. You have at least 3 more minutes. So try to be in the midpoint. This can be short, but specific. Okay, let's put a title on it if you're going to submit it. If you like, you can choose a photo that you have the rights to. So a photo of yourself, photo you've taken. If you don't have the rights to it, you can't choose that photo. It can be something like a tweet or a movie poster. Those are sort of public. It can be a quote. And then you can leave any notes you want, like it's from the Academy. Then everyone, and if you are submitting this, this would be, it's important to copy paste it and before you click submit, publish. I'm going to send it to the editors. You can publish it instantly or send it to the editors. And this is totally optional, this part. What is important is that we all write. There is not a way to save a draft to finish later. I think you could keep that tab open. I guess that would be the closest, but I would definitely just copy paste that and then you could send it later if you wished. Okay, so let's pause. Can everyone wrap up? Can everyone stop? You can finish later. Yeah, Marianne, I think so many of us went in. It was fine for me, but you can always send it in later. It won't be crashing because people won't be on it so much. You can watch the replay, Jen, and we're doing a full retreat at 4:30 today with Senator Cory Booker. right, at elephantjournal.com/retreat. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Any questions or comments? Not about the process of submitting. Any questions or comments about the process of writing about racism or anti-racism? From a mindful point of view, we are trying to share not our truth, but our experience. And I don't like the term our truth because there is truth, right? There is facts. George Floyd was killed. That is a fact. He was murdered. That is a fact. My truth may be, something different. That doesn't really change the truth. But our experience, sharing your experience, how did that feel? Anything interesting there? We don't have to make it a big, profound experience, but anything interesting there? Yeah, it's important that we listen. And this isn't about us. This isn't about our feelings as white people. But at the same time, it's important not to be silent, to be passive. Martin Luther King Jr. wrote about the dangers of the kind of white moderate who does nothing, who thinks good thoughts but does nothing. Thoughts and prayers are sweet, but they have accomplished almost nothing in terms of gun violence in our schools. Yeah, Onushree, I'm not your technical support person. I'm sorry, I don't know. Maybe Emily or Molly have something to say there. But whatever happened, copy and paste what you sent before you wrote. And if you do want to send it in later, elephantjournal.com/post is your link, and it should not be overwhelmed, Onushree. So now is an opportunity for those of us who have not had children. If you do plan to have children, now is our opportunity to really change this world, to change the laws, to vote, to lobby, to protest, to make sure that the world, our children, and if you're never going to have children or you've already had children, that future children will be able to be born in a world without such structural racism. Now is the time to tear that structure down. As they're talking about defunding the police, doesn't mean completely defunding. It means reprioritizing, where most municipalities spend, I think, something like 50% on their police force. We could reprioritize toward, healthcare, nonprofits. I'm not the most educated person here, but firefighters, hospitals, basic functions of local governments. Okay, yeah, my post should be live as well, although I might have sent it to the editors. Well, thank you so much. I hope that was fun. If there's any questions, I can stick around. If not, I'll see you again at 4:30. Michelle, I never saw your article. Michelle, we're being joined by Senator Cory Booker at 4:30 MST, Mountain Standard Time today. We'll be back right here at elephantjournal.com/retreat. So let's take a good posture. All of us. Michelle, I have to see it. Do you have the link? I've been thinking about you for weeks. Michelle, do you have your link or your last name? I can find it. Michelle was one of the stars of our retreat a couple weeks ago. Last week, we had anti-racism educator Jane Elliott. Maybe who was here when Michelle was here? Yeah, Senator Cory Booker will be here. Please share it with friends. Let's get up to 9,000 folks. Let's have a nice big crowd for him. And I will, as always, ask him some sincere questions, hopefully, that are helpful. Smith, fantastic. Thank you, Michelle. I'll look. Okay. Do we have another Michelle Smith here watching? It's a common name, I know. Oh, thank you. I'm opening up Michelle's article. Everyone open up Michelle's article, if so inspired. Can't wait to read it. I'm so excited. Emily, you've been hiding it from me. Oh yeah, if you got the link to your article, share it right now. I'd love to see everyone's articles. Anyone else get a link in your email, in your inbox, or whenever you posted? We got one from Amy, one from Alia. Yeah, there's Michelle Smith in Colorado. I thought there would be two Michelle Smiths. Michelle Smith, meet Michelle Smith. Michelle Smith, meet Michelle Smith. Okay, let's all take a great posture. I was promising to get you out of here a little early in case you were inspired to join us with Senator Cory Booker. I do want to say one little plug. I don't want to irritate people here. Michelle Smith, I don't want to irritate people here, but it takes a lot of elephant. It takes a lot of staff time and work to host Jane Elliott, to get and host Cory Booker. If you are inspired to subscribe, it's $3 a month. Please do. The link is elephantjournal.com/subscribe. I know I ask almost every week, and that is not the point of the retreat. So if you're irritated, feel free right now to say, shut up, Waylon, and I will shut up about it. Laura, I'm going to click your link. But independent media is kind of an endangered species, just as elephants are these days. And we need community support. So if you're appreciative of Jane Elliott, of independent media platform, please consider subscribing. Is anyone here inspired? Oh, Michelle subscribed. And it's your birthday. Cheerful birthday to you. I'm going to sing you an old-fashioned one, Michelle. Are you ready for that? We wish you a cheerful birthday, a joyous and cheerful birthday to our dear Michelle. May you have a long, long life. May you have a long, long life. All right, Michelle, thank you for joining on your birthday. Thank you for subscribing. I think I saw Alia is an elephant member for many years. Yeah, this is an organic cotton shirt for my book. Leah, is it Leah? We're friends on Instagram. I've never said your name though. Yeah, thank you for reminding us that we need to support those things that we enjoy and that we care about. Elephant works hard for this good stuff. Anyone else inspired to subscribe? Anyone? Yeah, Vandora, so fine not to share. You already just shared it with your own experience. I'm Asian. My son, nieces, and nephews are all mixed. It was somewhat cathartic to start writing about how this affects our world as well as our loved ones not ready to share. Thank you. I subscribed. Thank you. Already subscribed, Laura. We love Elephant and Kate Force. Laura loves Kate. I don't know if Kate is here. Laya is like Maya with an L. Laya, hello. Good to meet you. The link, Ali, is elephantjournal.com/subscribe. Karina already subscribed. Thank you so much. It'll just help make this Cory Booker, Jane Elliott thing continue. Elephant is on a one-year track to, wouldn't it be great to host Barack or Michelle Obama? I think we need to get there. Let's get there. We need to be able to host anyone who is working to make this world kinder and more fair and equitable. So subscriptions will keep these retreats and the guests working. Otherwise, it's just kind of a big money loser. The other thing you can do is join the Academy. A lot of people here have done the Academy. A lot of people here, if you want to join, right now there's a sale because we just created a bundle. The bundle is Finding Your Voice. We just touched in with a writing exercise, but we didn't do too much around it. I talked about being specific, seed versus watermelon, but didn't really do too much more. Then there's sharing your voice. How do we actually create change? We share it. We learn how to share without aggression, but without violence, I should say, but with passion, with heart. So how do we find our voice and then share that? That's the bundle for Elephant Academy. If you want to grow your Instagram following, Laya or anyone else, that's your bundle. And that's Elephant Academy, Elephant Journal's online training school. So if a couple of you join Elephant Academy, a couple of you subscribe, we're good to go. Anika, thank you so much for subscribing. Anyone else subscribe? Kim subscribed for a few years now. Just posted for the first time a few years ago. Well, we got to get you back, Kim. Krista already subscribed. Mina, Karina, Luann. And starting in the Academy, Luann. Put the link here. Yeah. All right. Any one last person subscribing? Anyone? Can you do it now? elephantjournal.com/subscribe. Vandora did it a few weeks ago. Anyone else? I promise. Well, I'd probably be lying. I promise not to mention it again. We're kind of like NPR or one of those things. We have to do a telethon to keep this stuff going. You know, the stickers that say, wouldn't it be great if the military, you could apply this to the police. Wouldn't it be great if the military had to hold a brownie bake sale to fund them instead of schools? Well, that's kind of how Elephant is in terms of, you could say mainstream media, although there's a lot of good mainstream media, or you could say that in terms of, you know, Instagram, Facebook. To me, those are the real, I wouldn't say enemy, but social media is kind of messing up our world in a lot of ways. And Elephant aims to be a mindful resource for sanity, for humor, for empathy. Yeah, Joan, just jump in, do one little thing. It might inspire your job hunting. Okay. I didn't see anyone commit to subscribing just in the last bit. Anyone? Laura? Anyone? I could give you I could put Redford on camera. He's cuter. Yes. So Karen, we talk about titles, images, intros. We talk about how to share. I think we do a lot of that around Facebook. The Instagram course in there, I'm pretty sure talks about a lot of that. Emily and Molly could talk about it more. All right, Ali is doing it right now. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you at 4:30. Who's going to join Cory and myself at 4:30? Francis, thank you. Francis Miyamoto, thank you. Bethan, stop. Griselda, okay. Someone's going to try. I will, I am, will be there. Another year paid. Leslie, Luann, just subscribe. Karen, Matamoros, thank you. Yeah, if you have to work, you can come to elephantjournal.com/retreat. And also, I've been talking with Laya about hosting Laya. She's a wonderful yoga teacher who I know only a little bit through Instagram. So we want to keep these kind of things going on. If you're protesting, that is a very good excuse. Alexis, hello, missed you. 4:30, yeah, Venice Whole Foods, which is now Amazon, so we can't go there anymore. Now we have to go to wherever. What's that overpriced place called? Something or other. Huron in Venice. All right, big love. Let's all bow to one another all over the world. Thank you so much. Erwan. Yeah, I don't quite get the Erewhon hype, but I love it much more than Whole Foods Amazon. Yeah, if it's too late, I totally get it. If you're protesting, I totally get it. Thank you to the 1 or 2 or maybe 3 of you who subscribed. We just made $9, with which we will host Cory Booker tonight. Thank you. Yeah, Vice is also corporate owned, big corporate investment. We are independent. It's a rare thing. Too rare. So keep it going. And you can keep it going if you don't subscribe by reading, by sharing. Get our newsletter, elephantjournal.com/best. That's free. Can someone put that link in there? elephantjournal.com/best. That's a really good free way. Can we put the Cory Booker videos as homework for anyone who wants to watch them before coming today? Can we put that Cory Booker link in there one more time? Thank you, everyone. And I really didn't make this any shorter. But it's been good to be with you directly again. And wish me luck. It's hard hosting and interviewing these people. Jane Elliott, Cory Booker, these are not easy people to host because they're so powerful. But at the same time, you don't want to just get run over. You want to ask some good questions. Anushree, we are hosting Senator Cory Booker, a wonderful, wonderful human, at 4:30 today. MST. There's the link. Mwah. Thank you, Amy. I need it. Karina, thank you. Radha, thank you. I'm not begging for compliments. It's really hard and intimidating. Vandora, thank you. My mom, who is a history teacher, called me up and said, I love Jane Elliott, but I have to disagree with her on a couple of points that she shared historically. So I thought that was interesting. I felt bad that I hadn't interjected around that. Okay, thank you so much. And I'm going to take myself off, which is my new power. Oh, thank you, Beth Ann. Thank you, everyone. See you at 4:30, hopefully.